Hello and welcome to Speed Gaming, everybody. This is August 40th, and I'm joined by Engel today on commentary. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself there?
Super hype. Day one, Speed Gaming Live 2020. And we've been kicking it off with a couple group stages behind the scenes. Really excited for some Ocarina of Time randomizer.
Yeah, we're just beginning our group stage today. 5 groups, 5 people in each group. What do we have? Top 3 advancing to the bracket. And today for you, we've got Majarkin versus Gavaroni.
Yep, and to note, this is a cash prize tournament. The winner will be taking home, I believe it's like $1,000 cash prize, and then second through, I believe, fifth place get a portion of the total prize pool, which was over $2,000 this year.
Right. And so those of you either familiar with randomizers for Ocarina of Time or not, the settings here, normally we do 6 medallions. In this tournament, we need the 3 stones to open the Ganon Castle Bridge, and then you need your Shadow Medallion and Spirit Medallion to get the Ganon Boss Key.
Yeah, a little bit of a spice up, as opposed to the newer quote-unquote Season 4 settings that are underway. You might jump into Ganon's castle here or there. With these settings, that chance is up to 15%, I believe I've heard. Unfortunately, today they are starting off with the Fire Medallion, so no help from the freebie today.
No, and we're off. So let's see if we get anything good to start with in Mido's house.
Yeah, Mido's house is the first place you want to check, assuming you're not playing crazy settings like indoor entrance randomizer or starting shuffle or starting spawn shuffle.
All right, well, we do have some money. That's not nothing.
Not nothing, but it might turn out later on down the road that we see from one of these Shaika stones that Kokiri Forest might be a foolish choice.
It's true. So with that, Gavaroni electing to go straight out to the South Hyrule field here, playing perhaps to see if there's a hint later. Majarkin, on the other hand, he's going straight for the sword chest, see if there's anything good in there. I know I've played with him before. He said he likes to go early Deku if he gets money to quickly buy a shield, buy some Deku sticks.
And hey, he's got some free nuts while he's at it, so might just be the right play to make early on. See which runner they're out. Might pay off, might not.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble to go to a dungeon before you know your stones and medallion layout. But on the other hand, Deku Tree offers you some quick chests, some quick items that really could pay out here.
And I missed that hintstone.
I think that said Colossus, one of the hands is Eyeball Frog?
Interesting. That's our big Goron trade quest item. That will be hinted as well, but it's good to know where that Eyeball Frog is.
Yeah, and our starting medallion was Fire Medallion, so not very helpful to begin with. Alright, and we're going to see Majarkin walk around the tree first to get a couple more hint stones. Very important to gather as much info as you can early, as we see Song of Storms will be on Burning Kakariko. That's basically our all dungeons kind of song in these settings.
Correct. Normally we have our Ocarina of Time always hint, but because we're actually trying to get the spiritual stones, the always hint has been moved to the Burning Kakariko cutscene.
Right. So, storms, if we have to go to the well, our runners aren't going to be looking forward to that, I don't think.
And yeah, unfortunately, there is a little bit of a disconnect with our tracker. We got a new layout, but unfortunately, the buttons behind the scenes aren't connected to the layout or something like that.
All right, so we've got our first real item there. Majarkin picking up magic in the Deku Tree and iron boots.
All right. So, not a bad play. Not coming out of here empty-handed, at least.
Yeah, for sure. You making this early play, you either want to see some good items or you at least want one of the stones from beating this. And, well, we got some items.
And we have over here on the right side, Gavaroni making an unusual play going around Lake Hylia, seeing that big Goron hint. 2 extra hint stones around here, but it does take quite a bit of time to walk all the way around the lake.
It does take some time. So oftentimes you will see runners kind of orphan these hint stones, just skipping them, maybe checking one. Here, again, Gav really valuing the info.
Yep, absolutely. Also gives you a chance, if you've grabbed some hints and haven't written them down yet, if that's how you take notes. I always like a little bit of time where I can just hold back on the joystick and get my other hand free to do something else, click a button. Got some hype in the chat for Justin TV, but we are here on twitch.tv/SpeedGaming, here for Speed Gaming Live 2020. So Majarkin taking a dive down the Deku Tree, down to the basement. One final chest down here. Let's see how he deals with the spider web. He's gonna have to set it on fire somehow. There's a couple different methods. He can do some flame storage. He can do a backflip with a jump slash. He can push the block a little bit, or you can do it the old vanilla way.
Mm-hmm. And I believe he's going to do flame storage here. It's his normal play, kind of the fastest. You put your stick out right on the flame, put it away on the flame, so that the next time you pull it out, as long as you're still within the loading area of that torch, your stick will be lit.
Real impressed he was going for that second Skulltula on the wall with that broken trick. That's not an easy trick to pull off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but he did just miss the flame storage, so he's gonna have to push the block.
Yeah, looks like that is his backup. Always useful to have a backup. Another thing you might see sometimes in the Deku Tree, there is a little bug with that web. You can walk right on top of it and fall right through it. In that case, racers know just to wait there in the pool for a good 5 to 10 seconds to mitigate that accidental bug. Here we go. Sub 8 minutes. Majarkin is about to fight the Queen Spider.
Yeah, pretty clean Deku Tree from Majarkin outside of the slight flame storage mishap here. As he does miss the one cycle on Goma, that's going to cost him a little bit of time.
Yep, as you see on the face cam, very animated runner.
Yeah, and on the other side here we have Gavaroni. He waited out the time of day to become night so he can get our favorite little pupper, Richard, bring him back home. See if we get anything good out here.
It's a free shield.
Oh, team never buy a shield.
So as Engel mentioned, Gavaroni opting to come here at night. We'll be back here eventually to pick up the Master Sword and the Slingshot minigame.
All right, so 40 skulls, not going to give us a good item. Neither is Skull Mask. It looked like our Song in the Graveyard is Serenade there, and Hyrule Castle Way of the Hero, which is probably going to refer to the song Gavaroni's about to pick up.
Yeah, most likely. There's 2 checks in the Hyrule Castle under these settings. The song inside and the Great Fairy Fountain outside. And Gavaroni seeing a good hint. The Deku Tree is Way of the Hero. Will make his way in there sooner rather than later. But that will be good news for Majarkin when he makes his way in that direction. Meanwhile, looks like he's got 40 rupees. Might opt to save scum this Deku Scrub in the Lost Woods, as well as pick up another 2 hint stones.
Yeah, I think Majarkin, I think he's going to opt for the South Hyrule Field play again, maybe straight to Castle. He's going to come back for Lost Woods later because you do still need to talk to Zelda at the castle for Sorry to appear in Lost Woods and give you another song.
Yeah, I have seen a handful of racers here or there opt to jump in the Lost Woods early on to save scum those rupees, but not today.
Yeah, it's a reasonable play to check out the left side real quick before hopping out, but Majarkin opting to rush straight to the castle here.
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, go, go.
All right, and we've got Lullaby right where it's supposed to be. Is this even randomized?
Most likely, we've seen a couple things out of place.
That song there, that's most likely your Hyrule Castle Way of the Hero. Still could have something on the Fairy Fountain, but...
Yeah. Unfortunately, under these settings and conditions, Zelda's Lullaby can still be Way of the Hero. So while taking slightly different routes, it looks like they will be meeting back up. Majarkin maybe with a slight lead.
Yeah, it's real close right now. Ooh, Majarkin missing the slingshot target a little. But both of our runners doing pretty standard routes here. You want to get your what's known as the 3-child song route done pretty early. Your Castle song, your Lon Lon song, and your Lost Woods song. And then you kind of see what you get from there, and we'll see where they diverge at.
Speaking of what you get, please do not pay attention to the pictures on the tracker. We're doing our best to take notes as Majarkin picks up the hammer.
That's a very nice pickup.
Yep, that is some explosive capabilities. as Gavaroni finds Bolero of Fire in the ranch here. I'm guessing Malon's mom was a bit of a dancer, as that's quite the spicy tune. And you see on the left here, Majarkin waiting out the time of day. This is why Gavaroni opted to wait outside the castle, saving just a little bit of waiting time. Just $5 in the back of the silo. Gavaroni's not gonna crawl through for that one.
No, he's not. We're gonna get the old save quit, and with that Deku Tree hint, he's probably gonna head right up in there.
Those are the iron boots for Majarkin. So as mentioned, our runners kind of following in each other's footsteps. And I do think, though, that Majarkin has a little bit of an edge. Gonna be going into the Lost Woods, I think, before Gavaroni gets out of the Deku Tree.
Yeah, it depends here what Majarkin does coming out of Lon Lon. He's gonna go there next, and he kind of has two choices from that. He can walk out, do the Gerudo Valley Child Lake play that Gavaroni made, or he could save quit straight back to Lost Woods. And as we saw, Gerudo Valley didn't pay out at all, so if Majarkin skips that, it will give him a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Lon Lon into Gerudo Valley. Occasionally, but given that he's got a couple of items like the hammer, the iron boots, I'd be tempted to finish up the 3-song route and go adult sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely. With the hammer, you want to probably get adult as fast as possible so you can really start making use of that and getting a lot of checks done.
Gavaroni finding his way the hero Deku Tree items. Not the best way the hero items, but it will give him some direction a little bit later on.
Indeed, and we need to still see our medallion in stone dungeons here to kind of get a better idea of which of those is Way of the Hero, possibly both, potentially only one. Alright, and it looks like Majarkin's actually opting to go straight early adult, maybe? Or at least see our stones.
It does appear that way.
Yep, he's going adult. So we do have some interesting divergence in the routes here with that. I know Majarkin has said to me going into this he has felt a little bit of the underdog here. So he may make some plays to try and pick up ground.
Yep, that is the report behind the scene. Gavaroni, as we saw last year, and in many tournaments, quite the top runner. Majarkin a little bit newer to the scene.
And we saw Spirit Temple as our shadow. I couldn't quite see the other we need.
Yeah, I completely forgot to pay attention to that.
But it looks like we're going to need a fair amount of items to complete this one. All right, and Majarkin here getting another very valuable hint. And obviously very valuable bit of agony there from the chest.
Unfortunately, just the paperweight.
Yeah, but knowing Lake Hylia, Way of the Hero, it's pretty handy there.
Gavaroni has taken out Queen Goma.
Yep, very clean Deku Tree by Gavaroni here. He's probably going to go straight up into Lost Woods from this, pick up his last child song.
So both racers with one spiritual stone in their pocket. But Majarkin with a little bit more info. So we got some bomb chews for Majarkin from Adult Anju. Not too bad. Gavaroni takes on one of the slower checks here in the game.
Oh, but it pays out
but
big.
Rewarded. Yeah, rewarded with that hook shot.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem for Majarkin as he chose to go adult without doing these. So see how that pays out for Gav. But Feyrors for Majarkin there, pretty handy to have since he's got magic already. You can more easily dip a dungeon, place your Feyrors, and, you know, save time if you don't want to full clear and leave the potential for coming back. As with the bomb choose, Majarkin now does have an option to full clear Dodongo's cavern if he wants with those.
Yeah, I think that would be the play to make. So Saria's song in the windmill, Epona's song from Saria. And Forest Temple, Baron of Treasure. That's a good hint.
Yeah, that's a very slow, very linear kind of dungeon, so if you know you don't have to go in there, that would be real nice.
And there's our Kokiri Forest, Baron of Treasure hint.
Yeah, so Gavaroni, like we said, getting paid out for skipping that sword chest early on. He doesn't have to go check it now.
Majarkin making use of that Zelda's Lullaby, Way of the Hero, here in the graveyard. Pick up one extra song.
Yeah, I believe he's getting Serenade in here, which, you know, again, this is a little unfortunate for him because he knows Lake Hylia's Way of the Hero, but he didn't get that hook shot as a child, so he's going to be unable to get a couple checks there.
Yeah, unable to do anything there as an adult. But it will be useful setting up his Scarecrow song and doing those checks later on. Meanwhile, it looks like Gavaroni returning to the castle. He's going to pick up his hammer and then, assuming he's going to go adult. Question in chat, is stuff fixed in this randomizer? Not sure what that question is referring to. Bugs and such? A couple.
Oh, Majarkin sees a bow hiding up under the crate there in the graveyard.
So this is relatively a glitchless category. They are allowed to do flame storage, ground jumps, a couple tricks here and there, but essentially mostly glitchless.
Yeah, pretty much no major glitches.
As well as items can be just about anywhere. Songs are shuffled within their own respective category. And there are no crazy shenanigans like entrance randomizers going on. And our winner from last year, Namaha, dropping the knowledge bombs. We've got Jabu is our light, Forest is vanilla, Shadow is water, Spirit is shadow, DC is our Spirit medallion.
Alright, so Dodongos and Spirit for the 2 medallions we need. So with that, Majarkin, I would expect to see a Dodongo's Cavern play, but...
Yep. As well as I think the fire temple is also one of our spiritual stones. So that hammer is gonna help out.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, Majarkin going back child. I guess he's valuing now to get the other couple child songs he skipped out on earlier.
Yeah, and speaking of songs, that's exactly what Gavaroni is playing for. He's doing a kind of a song chain reaction going from the crater to the forest, now over in the graveyard, saving him some time to get over here to Kakariko Village.
Yeah, this is a very nice song chain from Gavaroni. Really just gonna speed up his routing a ton. And Diesler, we do know what's on Burning Kakariko. It is Song of Storms. So Gavaroni gonna get Serenade here. He's gonna see that Lake Hylia hint as well, which will push him there with his hookshot, and I think he's gonna have the slight edge here.
Majarkin now making their way into Town's minigame. They get a rather unexpected and inappropriate wedding proposal, if you ask me.
Gavaroni also now seeing the bow up there. Gonna need either a bean, a boomerang, or the long shot to grab that one.
There's Majarkin picking up their Bolero fire.
Yeah, so Majarkin here, we fully expect to kind of follow what Gavaroni did, go to Lost Woods from here. He'll get the hook shot, he'll get the other song. Gavaroni gonna finish out Kakariko, and it'll be interesting to see what they choose from there. I would expect Dodongo's Cavern play to be very soon, as they do need to complete that.
Question in the chat, what are the average run times on Ocarina of Time?
Well, that's a very good question, and to be honest, it kind of depends on the settings you make for the randomizer you're playing.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better myself.
Basically, the standard settings that people tend to use the most, I would say you're going to see about 3 hours or so.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid average. The rule set for these settings was an attempt to get that down, but so far, at least through the optional qualifier stages, that was not the case.
Yeah, and again, you can do different settings, so you can make this harder on yourself and get 4 or 5 hour seeds. You can make them easier. You can play co-op with a friend to get the time down, so it's really what you make of it.
Or you could be last year's second place finisher. What the hell's happened? Right, second place. Maybe I'm misremembering. But he is, I think, the record holder in the standard settings. I believe it was an hour and 20-some minutes. It was one heck of a seed. But back to Gavaroni and Majarkin. Majarkin here in Way to Hero Lake Hylia. We've seen child fishing not pay off for Gavaroni. So it's not going to be that check that is our required item here. Namaha correcting me, I did have it backwards. What the hell was last year's champion? Namaha runner-up. That's what we have chat here for.
Indeed. And again, chat, if you have any questions about these kind of Ocarina of Time randomizers, feel free to ask.
Just don't trust whatever's coming out of my mouth. Question in chat regarding the trackers. Yes, we are aware things are a little bit wonky. Unfortunately, we have a new design, but the buttons behind the scenes aren't quite working out as planned. Still waiting on some technical assistance behind the scenes to get that all straightened out. But they are just about neck and neck. Majarkin is on his way to pick up his hook shot from the Ocarina minigame in the Lost Woods. Gavaroni is dipping inside of Dodongo's cavern.
Right, and actually, I don't believe either runner has a strength or actual bombs yet, so Gavaroni hoping to find one of those in here. If not, we may end up seeing a double dip.
Yeah, just 5 bomb chews to his name, so he's gonna use those as sparingly as possible. Majarkin showing us the Skull Kid dance along. Gavaroni did not have Sorry Song on his trek through, just $5. Unfortunately, no advantage there.
And you see Gavaroni nicely using a bomb chew there to light up all of the bomb flowers, get the stairs down. Now, technically, we like to talk about logic in these randomizer seeds, and using those bomb chews in that way is what we would say puts him out of logic. The game wants you to have a bomb bag or a strength before you're going up here. Now you say, why would he go up here then? Well, our runners don't care about logic. They just want to get these dungeons done as fast as possible. Speed is the key here.
Ever so slightly, they care about logic. They don't want to break logic too much and be somewhere that the game doesn't logically expect you to get until very late in the seed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to keep in mind when you're out of logic and what you're doing for sure, but when you know you need to complete a dungeon like this, if you're out of logic doing it, you don't really mind. And now we're gonna have Majarkin find his hook shot here.
Gavaroni just about finished up with Dodongo's Cavern, using one shoe to his name. Is gonna have to use 2 more. No, he's not gonna use 2 more though. He's hit that switch and he's leaving.
Yeah, he's gonna opt to save them. He could have potentially used all 4 of those, 2 to light the eyes and backflipped a couple on Dodongo if he wanted, but looking to maybe put them to better use for now.
Yep, here in the crater has that hammer. I'm curious to see when these runners want to dip that fire temple. It's going to yield them their 2nd spiritual stone. Not the double Kokiri emeralds that are on the tracker, but the 2nd real one. We did have a vanilla Kokiri emerald. Not sure if it's going to be the Goron Ruby or the Zora Sapphire inside the Fire Temple. And then our 3rd Spiritual Stone is going to be locked inside the Water Temple. There's Majarkin finishing up their Child 3 song route. Sees the Barren Forest Temple hint right outside the door. Estimated completion time for this seed, about 3 hours is the average. Most likely somewhere around there. But there is a whole week ahead of us for some hype randomizers, hype speedruns here on SpeedGaming, part of SpeedGaming Live 2020. I encourage everyone to join the Discord, loiter around the numerous SpeedGaming channels, as well as racetime.gg.
Yeah, and for sure, check out speedgaming.org/schedule to check out everything we've got going on today and the rest of the week. I believe we have some nice A Link to the Past randomizer after we finish our ocarina here.
Oh yeah, if you like Zelda randomizers, this is the place to be. Unfortunately, though, I know you've heard of the odd man out. This event has the even Zeldas out. So we have Zelda 1, Zelda 3, aka A Link to the Past, and Zelda 5, aka Ocarina of Time randomizers. We do not have the Zelda 2 or, what is it? Not A Link to the Past, a Adventure Link randomizer. No Zelda 2 or Zelda 4 randomizers this year. We have Gavaroni here in Adult Goron City. See what little Link the Goron has for us today.
Yep, and Majarkin here gonna buy a bean because he saw that bow and he's gonna want to plant that in the graveyard to go pick it up. Looks like he is going to opt and check further up the river first here.
Gavaroni making sure to read the Medigoron hint. Seen the reward for Skull Mask. I didn't quite catch what the reward was, but it's absolutely useful information.
I believe it's rupees or some other useless item.
Oh, and Majarkin unfortunately dropping his chicken in the river. Not flying all the way away from him.
Luckily, the chicken was nice and stayed in the corner. Scale for Gavaroni there.
So I guess eventually, if they near 100% the seed, eventually the tracker will catch up to be accurate. I guess maybe not with the double emeralds, so maybe not. Gavaroni is here in Adult Lake Hylia. Let's see what this yields for him.
Yep, for sure. Looking to get our way of the hero item out there. Majarkin did see 30 Skulltula hint, so it looks like 30, 40, and 50 are all useless items. Not going to have to collect a ton of those today. Gavaroni also getting his Scarecrow song finished up. Good to get that done. Also, before going into the Fire Temple, in case you need the one check on Pierre in there.
Yeah, always good to remember where those Pierre spawns are. Little bit of a high five. Unfortunately, they're 7 years apart. But Majarkin, I think, is on his way back to the future.
Alright, just a recovery art on adult fishing, so we're still trying to find that way the hero item in the lake here.
Yep, they've seen the underwater bottle. Might be that. Didn't quite pay attention to that, but Gavaroni's going to check an out of logic hint right after he checks up on top of the roof. But normally for the bottom of the lab, you need the gold scale in logic. But if you have the iron boots and that hook shot, you can grab it out of logic. Gavaroni's going to show you how in just another minute. As Majarkin making their way to Way of the Hero, Hyrule Castle, checking that second check that's here. Most likely going to be that Zelda's Lullaby that they got inside the castle. But not a bad play to make.
No, absolutely a good play to make. You want to full clear your Way of the Hero areas anytime you're still missing this many items.
Yeah.
And he gets paid out with hover boots.
Yeah, those are going to be useful.
Now, I believe Shadow Temple is one of the medallions we don't need, so be interesting to see if they need to dip in there, or perhaps hover boots are just logically wanted by the seed for Fire Temple. But we do finally get our Way of the Hero item in the lake.
And we finally have our tracker working. We'll take a minute to get that updated.
Alright, so we have Majarkin opting to rush his way over to the lake now. Try to find that same way of the hero that Gavaroni just grabbed. And there's another strength. Right outside in the field.
So Gavaroni has 2 strengths now?
Yep,
Is that correct?
he's up to Silver Gauntlets, so he can get into Adult Spirit now. Alright, and Gavaroni here opted to ride around Hyrule Field quite a bit here to kind of clear it out. I'm interested to see when he decides to really start pushing these dungeons. He can finish off Dodongos and Fire Temple, both needed.
Oh, they're backwards. Checks. Alrighty, so a little clarification for the purposes of at least this race regarding the medallions and the names and such. So I can't assign the medallions and stones without them lighting up. The text that's lighting up in white is there to indicate that that dungeon is done. So we see the Deku Tree is done for both these runners. So they have the Kokiri Emerald. But do not let the other medallions fool you up there. I'm going to get Gavaroni's side squared away in just another minute, but just wanted to make that point clear to folks. So we do have our other 2 stones inside of the Fire and the Water Temple. Alright, and I do believe that should be up to date as Majarkin find another strength upgrade out of logic.
Yeah, and it looks like he's gonna chain some song grabs together nicely here. We'll probably see him rush into Dodongo's cavern and be able to full clear it in one go. And our question, any idea on skull numbers? We've seen 30, 40, and 50. All are useless to our runners.
Yeah,
So
they've been hinted dead, but we haven't seen any of the checks, the 10 and 20 checks yet.
And we're getting Gavaroni making a play out to Spirit already. Again, this is not in logic for him, but top runner like him doesn't need the logic. You just have to make a little bit of a precise backwalk over that little pit gap there, and now we're gonna follow a pretty specific pathing to get through the wasteland.
There are a number of setups you can take. We'll see which one Gavaroni employs, but first gonna stop off for this Skulltula. I think that was number 10. Oh wait, but he does not have Din's Fire.
No fire source yet. And yeah, as Dieseler points out, hovers also could be Way of the Hero as a logical way to cross that gap earlier in the desert here. But I'm not sure if Gavaroni saw a hint that Requiem, if the song check here is vanilla. But I believe that would certainly be the hope to be rushing this already.
Well, he also has the Silver Gauntlets, and we're gonna need to complete Spirit Temple eventually. He is not gonna use that shoe to open up the Great Fairy Fountain.
Dieseler is correct there. Yeah, he does have Feyrors, so that does make this a fine play. So we saw just a Deku Nut on top of the Colossus there.
Yeah, as Majarkin gets their own nut upgrade. And back-to-back nut upgrade followed by a stick upgrade. Feels good, man. So with Majarkin here into Dango's Cavern, which we already see Gavaroni partially complete, I want to give the edge to Gavaroni minus those hover boots. Those could come into play in a big way.
Yeah, the hovers right now looking like they just maybe for logical access to Spirit or potentially logical in Fire Temple, which Gav doesn't need that, so unless we need a trip to Shadow Temple, it's not going to cost him too much.
We are just at the just below the 1 hour mark, and these racers have taken quite different routes. But it will be interesting to see where things end up at the finish line.
Yeah, we have not seen the lens yet, so again, yeah, we're pretty out of logic to be in Spirit, but with Gavaroni having the Pharaoh's Wind. Even if he's unable to complete this right now, he can just place that down and easily get back here. So I think this is a pretty fine play from him.
And like I said, we will need this eventually. Remember, the Ganon's boss key is on the check that you get inside the Temple of Time from having the Spirit and the Shadow Medallions. It's a nice find for Gavaroni. Some more bomb chews. The bomb bag should make its appearance at some point.
Yeah, we would hope so, but a 10-pack of shoes will carry him a pretty long way here with also having the hammer. And he gets enough small keys, actually all of them, and the boss keys, so all he needs is Mirror Shield to be able to complete this dungeon now.
And he did all of that without a fire source.
Yeah, interesting to note, there are 2 checks that require fire. You can get around this as adult if you want to push the statue, but it's very slow, so I doubt we would see that. In the sunblock room, he could do some interesting backflips, but he doesn't have the bow to do it either.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've seen a bow. It is inside the wooden crate in the graveyard. But neither runner with the long shot nor the bean planted to grab it.
Yeah, and yeah, of note, Child Spirit. Those 2 checks you have to be a child to get. They are 2 items, so that could be important.
Yeah, we did see one of the hands outside of the temple here is gonna be our eyeball frog. There is the Pharaoh's Wind cast for Gavaroni.
Yep, perfect place to put it down. And another bow. Gavaroni paid out.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was hoping for.
That's gonna save him.
Have to go back to the graveyard.
Yeah, that's gonna save him a nice amount of time there.
Meanwhile, Majarkin going all the way to the King Dinosaur. Nothing above the boss chamber. But this will be his Spirit Medallion.
Yep, and there's our hinted eyeball frog. You kind of hate to see that one. You kind of wish, you know, you'd get started with the claim check or something easier, rather than having to go through a bit of the trade sequence if you want Gavaroni. But I think it was hinted dead.
Yeah, I thought so as well. Might not have remembered which hand it was. But he's climbing up, as Majarkin has taken out Hyrule's last dinosaur. Oh, Frog Warp. That's a good point. So Gavaroni could make a quick warp over to Adult Zora's domain. That is an often overlooked strat.
Mm-hmm. You're hyped, but don't know what's happening. All right, do we want to give a little bit of a more beginner-friendly explanation here?
Yeah, so welcome to Speed Gaming Live 2020. This is the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Tournament. The prize pool reached over $2,000. First place will take home, I believe it's $1,000. This here is the group stage. We have on the bottom of the screen, you see Group D. This is Majarkin versus Gavaroni. Gavaroni, the statistic favorite to win the seed. Appears to be in a slight lead, but has broken a little bit out of logic. The win conditions for the tournament are as follows. In order to get inside the Ganon's castle, you need all 3 spiritual stones, the Emerald, the Goron Ruby, and the Zora Sapphire. In order to get inside Ganon's boss chamber, you need the Spirit Medallion and the Shadow Medallion. This is an attempt to make Ganon's castle a little bit more of a play. Statistically, it's about 15% likely that there's going to be something necessary inside Ganon's castle. But yeah, that is what we're doing here. I'm August 40th, joined by Engel on commentary.
Yep, and some more general comments about Ocarina of Time randomizers. Basically, it's your Ocarina of Time, but we've shuffled all the items around and the songs. But they're shuffled in a way that you can still beat this game without using any major glitches. The seed generator will give you some good logic for that. You'll get hint stones along the way to kind of guide you to where you need to go.
Hopefully guide you.
Hopefully.
Always a possibility that they're going to point you towards a Goron tunic or a wallet that, well, it might be logically required. Hopefully racers of this caliber won't be needing those kind of items.
Yeah, again, as we mentioned, Gavaroni has dipped outside of what we would consider logic a little bit here, because you can use some items to kind of speed up your process. Our runners are very skilled here. They do know all the little tricks that are allowed in this rule set.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Majarkin is out of choose or very reluctant to spend one of their last ones, but missing a Little Link the Goron a couple of times with that bomb flower, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, and there's our Lens of Truth on 10 skulls. So, hey, we're between the 2 runners, we're in logic to have gone to Spirit Temple.
Sheds a little bit of light on the route that's logically required.
So Gavaroni here, gonna go back into Dodongos, finish that out, probably go into Fire Temple to beat that afterwards. Majarkin on his end might also dip into fire right now.
Unfortunately, no bow, so always that scary possibility that you're gonna get bow locked.
Yeah, and it does appear he's down to 1 bomb chew, so
Yeah, pulling it out for Little Link. But with this bomb chew, also
no.
Oh, yikes! And I see Majarkin not happy with that.
No, I wouldn't be happy
still?
either. I guess he did, but
yeah, he must have.
I would not be happy with that either. I'm throwing the challenge flag. That thing hit him.
Oh, it definitely hit him, but you gotta hit him at the right spot.
That's unfortunate.
Now warping back to the crater, he might pop back inside, or he might just opt to use that bomb shoot inside the fire temple. Looks like he's opting for the latter. Wants to maintain this pace. He knows his opponent Gavaroni is very capable.
Yeah, so of note, there is one wall in here that you do need a bomb for. You cannot hammer it. So he may opt to use his final bomb shoe on that.
Yeah, go figure. The hammer can break open boulders and every other explodable thing, but not like the 2 walls that are in here. Or the 3 walls, I think it is. Here we go, having Gavaroni drop down into the dinosaur chamber. Any dinosaur lovers, please look away. There will be a slaying of this king. Majarkin stopping off for a quick spider as he prepares for this mini boss here, the Flare Dancer. And alright, dinosaur lovers, you can return to the screen in approximately 15 seconds. The dinosaur in the midst of their death throes.
No. The dinosaur's fine. He had to leave, right?
He's taking a nice warm lava bath.
Yeah. Everything's great for him.
Alright, let's see what Majarkin grabs from the Flare Dancer.
Yeah, so Majarkin was storing the jump slash of the Master Sword in the hammer there when he was stabbing the Flare Dancer. So as another little trick you'll see our players do here and there, you'll jump slash, and then whenever you crouch stab something, you'll have that damage output stored.
Yeah, a little known insider info. For whatever reason, that Flare Dancer shares something or other with Ganon. So the Big Goron Sword actually is less effective than the Master Sword. Alright. We are getting a little bit of a high five here in the boss room lobby. Unfortunately, though, no boss keys, so we're gonna have to go deeper.
Yeah, fire is gonna make them work today, but as you see, Gavaroni only a couple chests behind in here, having already completed a lot of Spirit Temples, so I would say he's firmly in the lead right now. But of note, our runners are still looking for a mirror shield and the light arrows, as well as long shot.
Yeah, we know we're gonna need our second hook shot, and we know we're gonna need that mirror shield to complete the siege. And as well, anyone new to the randomizer might not be aware that if you can make it all the way up to Ganon without the light arrows, the required tool to kill the pig, he will, in James Bond-esque villain style, tell you exactly where those light arrows are. Not something you're ever hoping for, but it's always a little bit of mercy thrown at you there at the end, as Majarkin picks up Double magic. Not quite sure if that was worth the bomb chew. I'm not sure if that was then. That might have been the open door too. So
that was the bomb chew he used to grab it. So yeah,
I
not
think
really
in
worth
that
it at
case,
this
I
point.
would have saved scum that.
Yeah, he could have, but oh, he misses the side jump.
Whoopsie!
And he's getting low on time without having a Goron tunic, so
Yeah.
looks like
Oh, but that's a brilliant play. Don't see that too often.
no, he's gonna place that down and kind of exit and come back.
Not sure he's going to be coming back too soon. He doesn't have a Goron tunic, and he also doesn't have a bottle to grab a fairy. We're quite a while in here without any bottles.
Yes, Forest Temple was hinted to be barren, so our runners are going to avoid that one. We have not seen any info on Shadow.
Yeah, unfortunately, that Force Medallion is vanilla, so that's guarding one of our songs.
As Gavaroni so kindly freeing a Goron. Not quite what he wanted to do there.
Hashtag save the animals. But to note, with that explosive check out of the way and his bow in hand, plus the Scarecrow song set, there's nothing that's going to stop Gavaroni from picking up their second Spiritual Stone, launching themselves into the lead.
Right.
50 seconds in here shouldn't be any problem.
Yeah, plenty of time for him. A couple little things of note going on. Majarkin checking Sacred Forest Meadow Grotto because he did see the hint that that area is Way of the Hero, opting to full clear, make sure that was nothing. And a little tidbit about that magic our runners found. So we did see Deku Tree was Way of the Hero. Now we got a magic and Iron Boots in there. So you're saying, oh, those are both Way of the Hero. Well, actually, because we found another magic in Logic.
Oh, careful there. Is it in Logic?
Well, I guess we don't have a bomb bag yet. I'm assuming there's a bomb bag that's like not magic locked, I guess.
Yeah.
There are 3 in the game they can find. Assuming one is not magic locked, then you would have indication that that magic was not part of the Way of the Hero, that it was your other item.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very safe assumption, especially given, as you mentioned, 3 bomb bags out there.
Yeah, so in this particular instance, it's not the most useful information because you know you need irons for Water Temple already, but if, say, Water Temple was not a dungeon you necessarily needed to complete, that would be very useful logic to think about as you're playing a randomizer like this.
Gavaroni picking up Din's Fire here in the Fire Temple.
Yeah, that's
Not
actually
the item he wanted to see.
No, it's not. The boss key is, however. But that's very interesting. Din's Fire, Majarkin coming back in here, if he gets that with having hovers as well, he may, push towards checking into Shadow Temple for long shot or mirror shield, whereas Gavaroni doesn't have hovers. He's not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And curious, Gavaroni warping straight here to the graveyard wants to check this chest in here before killing Volvagia. Not something I was expecting.
Yeah.
And not paying off.
No.
But to note, as you were talking about Majarkin making their way over to Spirit Temple, they should be pretty close, if not already having 10 Skulltulas. So grabbing that lens might also push them that way.
Yeah, once Majarkin comes out of this dungeon, he's a good runner too. Like Gav, he's not gonna wait around for the full logic to get out to Spirit. He can do Lensless Wasteland just fine. So.
Oh, and I'm guessing Gavaroni maybe not wanting to fight the dragon without more bomb chews or a bomb bag. Doesn't want to take the extra time to do that without explosives.
Yeah, it might. I think it might take too long. He's getting up there in hearts, but without bombs or enough bomb chews to do a quick kill on Volvagia, it's pretty risky.
And getting whacked by the Moblin. I have seen Gavaroni get whacked by that Moblin before on purpose, but usually has the hover boots on. I think it was season 2 that he created some controversy showing that off live in the tournament. And very useful damage boost there.
And Majarkin finding the Dins and going, oh, uh-oh, what does that mean?
Yeah, I love an animated runner sporting a face cam. And there is the boss key, but Majarkin not running out right away.
Yeah.
Or maybe he is.
Well, he's out of keys, so it looks like Volvagia is going to have a key for us to continue deeper. He could have placed Feyrors down right there. Kind of curious why he wouldn't at this point in time. Looks like he's gonna.
I guess there's your answer. Wanted to place it there.
Yeah, I would have placed it up top because you again have the song to get to the entrance really quickly.
I agree, but it looks like are they going into Shadow?
Wait, what was that hint? Was that was that a strength upgrade on Big One, maybe?
I think that was the big Coke hint. I think we saw that earlier from Gavaroni.
Maybe.
Might have been the big Goron hint. And that might have been why Gavaroni picked up that eyeball frog.
Yeah, Big Oran strength. That's
unfortunately.
That's our gold gauntlets.
And that could very well come into play.
Absolutely, with the 3-stone bridge. You open up the bridge, go to check out all the good checks in the light trial. Maybe you'll find Mirror Shield or Long Shot there.
Yep. But I do want to highlight this play here from Majarkin. This proves that they're in this to win this. This is not your typical play, right? The water medallion isn't gonna get you anything. But what was it? Song of Time on Burning Cack?
No, it's Song of Storms. So
Storms. Okay, so a little bit more valuable, but unfortunately that would require going through a barren forest temple. So I think this is a pretty good play if you know that you're maybe statistically the underdog, feeling a little bit behind. So we're gonna have to pay attention to see what Majarkin pulls out of here in the Shadow Temple, if anything. Meanwhile, Gavaroni in Lake Hylia, not forgetting that it's Way the Hero.
We're gonna get the final Lake Hylia check just to be sure.
Very likely, though, it's going to be that strength upgrade in the bottom of the lab, which would tell us that there's going to be something good in the light trial or outside Ganon's castle, as that is a heart piece. That's exactly what that indicates.
Yeah, so all 3 of our strengths in logic and gettable without each other there. So that is in fact going to tell you need all 3.
And I think that's exactly what Gavaroni was down here confirming, and it looks like he's going straight into the lab to show off his eyeball frog. Fortunately, it's not for dinner.
Oh, yeah, Earl Weird is right. I believe the frog was actually...
The frog was strength 2 locked.
Yeah,
So that means we need the gold scale to get silvers from the bottom of the lab to get strength 3 on Big Goron. That's what that means. But Gavaroni isn't making that a priority. But for clarification, our 3 strength upgrades were in the bottom of the lab in that Deku Scrub Grotto that Gavaroni just jumped over, and the 3rd one is on Big Goron himself. Gavaroni now making the play over to GTG.
Yeah, so... Yeah, to clarify, you would have gotten the Hyrule Field Strength first. Then you would need to find the gold scale to get the one in the lab. That would give you your silvers. You could then go into Spirit, get the Eyeball Frog, get the 3rd one if we may or may not need. But it looks like Gavaroni gonna do Gerudo Training Grounds versus Majarkin's Shadow Temple because Gav doesn't know where hovers are.
Oh, that's right. Gav's under the assumption that Zelda's Lullaby is way of the hero for Hyrule Castle. Meanwhile, we know that hover boots are there waiting for him.
Mm-hmm. And it could very well only be the song. The hovers could be what we would call bait, kind of pushing you in the wrong direction. But we're gonna find out with Majarkin here if it pays out or not.
Yeah, this is the randomizer. Also, actually, I think hover boots might be way the hero for Fire Temple, right? Because they couldn't get any further to drop the pillar. So for logic, they need those hover boots for Fire Temple. I think that's it.
That is correct. They are certainly part of that logic. The game does expect you either have hover boots to get over to Villaggio, or you're able to go all the way up, knock that pillar down. We couldn't go all the way up, so you are correct. Hovers were in play for that. Are they in play for anything else? We'll find out.
Yeah, that's the randomizer for you. So Majarkin without a bow, unable to confirm what Lake Hyliaway the hero is. There is our first bottle for Gavaroni.
So, good question. Bomb chews and logic. For our purposes, bomb chews are not considered to be in logic at all. You can use them as your explosives to, get out of logic and check those checks. But the game would expect you to have a bomb bag or possibly the hammer.
Or a wallet. Right? Or is that not?
I believe that's not either. I believe it does straight up want bomb bag or hammer.
Yeah, that's for crazier settings. As
Yeah,
Majarkin... Oh, Majarkin just now picking up strength 2.
Yeah, and he's again like, oh, here's that item. That probably will push him towards Spirit now.
Oh, and there is our bomb bag up here on top of GTG.
Hey, we're slowly but surely getting our way fully into logic here.
Right, Mr. Ponus song. Right, let's see if this play from Gavaroni pays off. And let's see where Majarkin goes after this.
Yeah.
We're only finding a shield, but not the mirror shield.
Yeah, so Majarkin did a bit of shadow, but didn't go much further. I guess That's right.
He was
He's out of
bomb.
bomb shoes. Yeah, he's out of the shoes, right?
Yep. Gavaroni got that second pack inside the Spirit Temple. And another shield. I'm sensing the mirror shield is somewhere close by.
Nice hook shot and jump slash there by Gavaroni, speeding up this rupee room a little bit there. Majarkin, meanwhile, riding out to the desert. We'll see if he... Looks like he's going to stop at Tech Grotto first. Might make the same GTG play. Might head straight out to Spirit.
Yeah, at this point, Gavaroni is about half a Spirit Temple ahead. Has all he needs besides the Mirror Shield for that. And this bit of GTG, but so far it hasn't gotten anything good out of here. Looking for the what is it? The long shot and the light arrows.
Yeah,
And the mirror shield.
Long shot, mirror shield, light arrows. That's what we want to find. Fire arrows, not so much.
And not after we have to inspire already. No thanks.
But yeah, as you said, Gavaroni has maybe half a dungeon lead. But if the hover boots come into play for Shadow having something, this could easily fall back into Majarkin's favor.
Yeah, we are just about 90 minutes in, and it's still anybody's race. And as SpeedGaming bot is hyping up SpeedGaming Live 2020, and Gavaroni finds the mirror shield.
Yeah, that's a big pickup right there. He's going to be able to full clear Spirit Temple now. Well, adult side at least.
We do want to encourage you to get hyped for all the events going on here for the next week here on SpeedGaming. Plenty of ZOOTR as well as other randomizers and speedrun races. Marathon and the crowd control as well. Majarkin stopping off.
Yep, he's
got the griddle pass.
Yeah, he's got to open the gate at least, and he has an interesting choice here. Do you dip GTG first before going out to Spirit? If he does, it's going to pay out big by giving him the mirror shield. Otherwise, he's gonna have to make the double dip like Gavaroni.
Yeah, it depends on how risky he wants to play this. He already made one risky move, jumping into Shadow, unfortunately not paying off for him. Might not want to jump into a non-essential dungeon like GTG. And with that, Gavaroni has finished one loop around GTG. Majarkin about to pick up their bomb bag. Let's see where they take it from there. Gavaroni with 7 keys. Gonna hope that there's just one more small key either on the left side or the right side. Going right side first. But that would indicate the last check, the check he hasn't done, inside the toilet, as we affectionately refer to it as, because he does not have the Song of Time, and it's a slow check. That is the last small key Gavaroni is going to hope to see inside here. So good so far.
Yeah, nothing on the right side of the maze, so he's going to be able to full clear the left side freely here, and yeah, hope there's a key in the, what we love to call the toilet.
Meanwhile, Majarkin jumping inside a GTG for a moment, dropping Furor's Wind. He's got his bombs, so he's satisfied to go take out the dragon. I assume we're gonna see a little showcase of the 2 hitboxes that the dragon has. Gavaroni picking up the Zora tunic. And for anyone who doesn't know, inside this boss room that Majarkin is about to go into, and Gavaroni finds Lord Banana, the dragon actually has 2 hitboxes, one that plays whack-a-mole, and one that flies around and then burrows into a hole. You see, there is one of the Volvagia, and that Volvagia's hitbox is actually slightly vulnerable, just on top of the hole that it flies into. So there is 1 hitbox loaded right there. You're going to see Majarkin drop a couple bombs in there, damaging the dragon, and there's a second dragon right there playing whack-a-mole with him. He's going to opt to stun it, get another hit with his bomb, and this is going to speed up the fight quite dramatically. Fortunately, trolling him a little bit.
Yeah, Dragon not doing him any favors by coming out of the one spot he didn't want to see there.
Fortunately, no bow trying to get an extra hit with that hook shot. There's one. So that Zora's tunic is potentially going to help Gavaroni ever so slightly inside the water temple.
Oh,
if he needs to go down inside the central pillar.
That's not looking good for Majarkin here, though, as he's running out of time. He didn't get the quick kill, and...
Did he do horseback archery? He did not. He does not have that fairy in a bottle. Shikes.
No, he does not, so... A little unfortunate there. If the dragon hadn't trolled him by coming out of the one spot, he would have been able to get that kill. Unfortunate.
Yeah. Also unfortunate he didn't spend just a little bit more time in the Gerudo Fortress doing that horseback archery.
Yeah, again, it might come down to, like, him thinking he's behind a little, and you need to skip a slow check like that, so...
Yeah, he also doesn't have the bow, so that's why he doesn't have the bottle.
That's true, too.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you're right, he doesn't have the bow. He knows where one is, and has yet to go get it.
I'm actually thinking he's forgot about that bow.
It's possible. I know he did buy the bean with the intention of it, but...
Yeah, it just hasn't gone back child. Gavaroni remembering he's gotten all the small keys, so potential progression here in the remaining checks in the Spirit Temple for him.
And again, to clarify our settings here, Gavaroni needs long shot and light arrows because we are doing the 3 stones to open up the bridge to Ganon's, and then the shadow and spirit medallions to get the boss key. So you need those 5, not the kind of usual 6 medallions.
But at this point in the seed, this Shadow Temple play is a make it or break it for Majarkin, I think.
Yeah, he absolutely needs long shot to be in here, or potentially to be well locked.
Alright, so the big item that Gavaroni's looking to pull out of here is going to be the long shot. Light arrows would be nice, but really looking for that long shot.
Yeah, you get the long shot, you can then get up to Ganondorf, and he'll let you know where the light arrows are.
Iron Knuckle down for Gavaroni. Just one more of those, or I guess 3 more of those to go in the seed. 1 inside the Spirit Temple as the final mini-boss, and 2 inside Ganon's castle. And that's gonna help.
Yeah, you never hate seeing the Bigoron sword. And nice use of Ferors here by Gavaroni, just kind of speeding up his way through the final few checks in adult side here.
Yeah, both these runners with Magic and Furrows win early, making good use of it. And easy as that, Gavaroni is about to pick up their Shadow Medallion, granting them access inside Ganon's boss chamber. Unfortunately, he can't get inside the castle yet. It's the first phase of the fight, Kotake and Kume.
Yep.
Not the nicest boss fight.
No, this is the boss fight our runner is kind of like the least. Nice backflip, by the way, by Majarkin on the other side. If you're new to watching these, there's a neat little trick our runners will do on those falling spikes, backflipping over one just as it's coming up to get on the other.
And technically, it's a clip, but because there is a much more difficult glitchless strategy, we allow that in that instance, that type of clip in that instance. Here we go, Gavaroni moving on to phase 2. A double dynamite attack. And a very entertaining and little known fact that I'm trying to get more well known. In the German translation of this game, do you know what Twinrova is translated as?
I do not actually.
I kid you not, it is translated as Sexy Thermo Hexy.
Oh man.
And Gavaroni not having a problem at all.
No, very nicely done, using the hook shot there to kind of speed up her movement, make the boss fight a little bit quicker.
Yep. Meanwhile, Majarkin about halfway through this spirit or the Shadow Temple, not pulling anything out. And Gavaroni is interested in that piece art.
Yeah, he's still got to fight Volvaja himself, so any extra health will help out there. Because I believe that's probably going to be his next play.
Yeah, I think so as well. Also might be thinking about that third and final strength upgrade that they have to get. But you
Yeah.
called it warping straight to the crater.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about the third strength yet. The only thing, really that would be behind it would be the light arrows, and at that point, Ganon will let us know.
And Majarkin picking up a bottle. If that's the only thing he's pulling out of here, that's gonna be something.
It's not great for him so far. He's getting close to the end of what he can do because, again, he has no bow, and I believe he's out of bomb chews. So unless he finds one of those, he's not going to be able to clear Tabongo.
Yep, that is true. Not necessarily looking to get all the way to Bongo. Really looking for one of the required items he's yet to find. Hoping to pull out the mirror shield or the long shot.
Yeah, certainly we'd like to see a long shot in here for him.
I'd also like to see him do side hopping strats through this hallway.
yeah.
But if you are ever so slightly off angle, you will hop yourself right into the pit, so I don't blame him too much.
Yeah, I usually like to line myself up against the wall right before there to make sure you got the correct lineup.
Yeah, anyone new to Ocarina of Time or the randomizer, Z targeting is your friend.
And Gavaroni showing us a nice kill on Vohaja, making use of the 2 hitboxes.
Yeah, and that'll bring him 1 spiritual stone away from GG's.
Oh, and
bomb entering the
bomb chews for Majarkin. He can finish this dungeon if he wants to now.
Yeah, very convenient find. And we know it's gonna be at least 10 of them.
But now, here's the all-important question. Where are we gonna find this long shot? Chat, if you want to take some bets, now's your chance. Where do you think it's gonna be?
Yeah, we haven't seen the bottom of the well. Song of Storms being locked behind our burning Kakariko cutscene. Haven't seen the Ice Cavern, as we haven't seen Trace of Ruto's letter.
Yeah, we did get the boomerang in GTG, so if we do get the letter, that could open Jabu or Ice Cavern.
Speaking of opening, Gavaroni opening up the Shadow Temple.
Yeah, he can get the first 2 checks in here, so not terrible play, but no hovers. He's not gonna be quite following Majarkin. So we're starting to run low on good places for this long shot. I think we might see Gavaroni dip into Water Temple without it, just to map out the boss key and see maybe it just happens to be in there.
Absolutely. Never know when you're gonna find a vanilla or even a French vanilla long shot. Very nice dead hand fight with that big Goron sword, as Majarkin's setting up for the Chew strats.
Yeah, there's a couple setups for this.
He deems that one good.
Yeah.
Did not blow up though. And as you called it, Gavaroni dropping down. About to go into the water temple.
Yeah, again, this makes the most sense for Gavaroni. He needs to get the boss key in here anyway, so, you know, there's 4 potential items in this dungeon, and if you happen to find the long shot on the way to finding that boss key, great.
Meanwhile, one final chest for Majarkin in the boss corpse.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Shadow Temple's gonna pay out here, so it's gonna be interesting if Majarkin will fully commit to getting Song of Storms.
Yeah, unfortunately, that would be going through a barren forest temple, and that would feel pretty bad, man.
It would feel pretty bad, but as, you know, the perceived underdog runner, it could be a way to win this race.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him, that's for sure. Gavaroni is honing in on the answer. And yeah, I thought he was gonna do the hover boot strat. Is he doing the iron boots?
Well, Gav does not have the hovers, so we're not getting that strat. I think
Yeah, he's still gonna
he's gonna
do
try
it
it
without
without
the water.
Yeah, he's gonna try it without the hovers here. A little tougher. And Majarkin going back for attempt number 2 on Volvagia.
And gets that jump, no problem. Key number 2. Looking for that gold boss key. Also looking for the long shot. French vanilla long shot would be super hype.
Yep, Majarkin picking up a fairy here with his bottle. Or at least attempting to, yep. Making sure he can clear this dungeon out now.
It has 10 hearts. What, 80 seconds? And very nice find for Gavaroni, 3rd chest in. And heading out.
Yeah, he's gonna opt to leave the rest of the water temple checks for now, since he found the boss key. Curious where he's gonna choose to go.
Some places we haven't seen, I think, are Child Goron City. I don't think we've seen Dampe Digging. But you're right, the checks are few and far between.
Well, it looks like you might be right on those child checks where he's going.
Also has those child spirit checks. Remember, we found all those keys in there. So those are guaranteed to be randomized items. Whether they're garbage or progression, that's anyone's guess.
Yep, we also do have Deeper Fire. Majarkin gonna get the key here. Maybe he'll choose to go further up. But I would more think Majarkin would go back Gerudo Training Grounds or Spirit. He still hasn't dipped Spirit, which is a little curious.
Yeah, hasn't wanted to cross that wasteland. Not sure if he still has that Burrow's Wind set in GTG. Here we go, Gavaroni stopping off for some bomb shoe balling.
And a nice little pupper there to play the game with him.
Or to spectate. Just a wallet, though, unfortunately. Not going to be grabbing that one.
Nope. Well, we're off to the old lens game.
Yep, and you could do this without the lens. You have a 1 in 32 shot of getting it per attempt.
You do have a 1 in
But
32.
Gavaroni's gonna do some cheating.
Another great runner. We saw the other day Raikaru tried the 1 in 32, came 1 key away. And it was nuts because it actually had their last progression item in here.
That was the co-op tournament over on the Silver Gauntlets channel. But there is a racer in this race, Kola Osu, very famously checks this if he can on the way. Has gotten it. I don't think he's gotten it and gotten a good item from it, though. And not paying off for Gavaroni. But Majarkin still maintaining a good pace, grabbing that Zora Sapphire. And Gavaroni might be recalling that Hyrule Castle Way the hero. Very unlikely in his mind that this would be a good check, but let's see where it takes his brain.
Yeah, well, this was Way of the Hero area, so it's good to clear it out. Now, Gavaroni should remember the Fire Temple logic you pointed out, that it wanted you to have hovers for that. So, will he, just assume hovers are only for that, or maybe it pushes him back to Shadow?
Yeah, that would be that's what you want to see if you're in chat rooting for Majarkin. Unfortunately,
you get a little eye roll from you get a little eye roll from Gavaroni seeing that. He's like, hovers, really?
Yeah, unfortunately cannot equip them as a child, despite my request. No baby butter boots. And it looks like that's it for Gavaroni, taking those hover boots back adult.
Yeah, I feel like I would have liked to have seen Child Goron City before we go back adult here, but
yeah,
looks
not
like
gonna get to.
It looks like he's valuing those hovers a lot here. And non-required medallion Shadow finding a way. We'll see. It didn't give us anything on its own, but it is part of the 3 medallions you need for Song of Storms.
Did Majarkin go all the way to the boss room? I don't remember seeing him kill Bongo.
Oh yeah, I don't think he actually did. He had the bomb juice to do it, but
oh, but he's going into Baron Forest Temple. He's making that Burning Kakariko play.
I don't know what exactly he's doing with this though, because maybe he's using his Fair Horse to go to GTG.
Oh, yep, that's exactly what he's doing.
Because I was gonna say he still doesn't have a bow, so it'd be a little odd to go into a barren forest without that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that bow is gonna hinder him here in the training ground as well.
Yeah, again, it's Gavaroni happened to find a second one in Spirit, but Majarkin knows where one is on the graveyard crate.
To answer a question in chat, Majarkin has not gotten anything recently. There is a Mirror Shield and a Boomerang inside of GTG for him here, if he can get that far.
Yeah, I wasn't quite paying attention to where all the keys were. I know a lot were in this the push block.
Yeah, I know the boomerang was on the left side of the maze. I think the mirror shield was there as well.
Yeah, I sorry for forgetting exactly where that mirror shield was. Hopefully he can grab it here, because that'll push him right to go complete spirit. And some nice movement by Gav there, backwalking, so the big Scully boys don't come down and bop him. But our runners basically just kind of tracing over each other's pathing here, and yeah, we're not gonna be finding that long shot for a bit. Looks like.
Yeah, not in the immediate future. We know it's not going to be here in GTG for Majarkin.
Yeah.
Very unlikely it's going to be here in the Shadow Temple for Gavaroni.
Yeah, unless Bongo himself has it.
Good news for the viewers and us here in the commentators booth. It's still anyone's game, as these runners are kind of walking in each other's footsteps. Gavaroni definitely with the lead, has that Water Temple boss key, has Spirit Temple completed. And he's making great progress here through the Shadow Temple.
Yeah, he's playing a real smart game, just kind of running through the most check dense areas with the most chests, most items. Really well played here.
And as you mentioned, really not a whole lot left. Deeper Fire, Deeper Water, Child Goron City, Slingshot Target in the Lost Woods. Other than that, we're locked out of Zora's Fountain, Jabu Jabu, and the Ice Cavern. Don't have Bruto's Letter.
Yeah, I mean, we could go out of logic to, well, not even.
Child Spirit.
Yeah, there's not much we can do.
20 Skulltulas, another thing we haven't seen.
I guess Majarkin with the pop off there, finding Mirror Shield.
Yeah, and not sticking around.
I don't think we've seen
That could save him some time.
I don't think we've seen Zora's domain at all either.
Yeah, that's true. We've got those checks orphaned off there.
Yeah, both runners have orphaned a few, early checks you could do.
Gavaroni showing off some good use of Pharaoh's Wind here in the Shadow Temple. Saved you a couple of annoying keys to kill. Looks like Gavaroni hasn't forgot about 20 skulls. Still collecting a couple tokens for that last check. So showing off the hook shot strat. Normally in the vanilla game, you have the long shot at this point, but just a quick backflip up onto that chest and the long shot can reach.
Yeah, also showing a little bit of the nice movement tech in this room with all the spinning fans, using some backwalking to speed it up, and some side hopping here.
Yeah, very apparent that it's just a bit faster. And good news for Majarkin if they choose to cross the wasteland, which it looks like they are.
Yeah, he's absolutely going to go with the mirror shield now. He knows if he finds one small key on the first two adult side checks, he'll be able to go pretty much full clear. And as we'd already seen from Gavaroni, we know that is the case. He will be able to beat the dungeon.
Yeah, also will pick up the bow.
Yeah, that too. He will no longer need that graveyard one.
Gavaroni picks up the ice arrows. Convenient place here in the Shadow Temple. So Bongo Bongo is one of the few enemies in the game that does something different if you use ice arrows on him. Gavaroni preparing for his ride through the Tunnel of Love. Unfortunately, I'm guessing he's not going to be too enthusiastic about the blind dates he's been set up with. Not taking the fast route. He's telling them right to their face how much he is not thrilled.
Yeah, two ways to deal with those fellers. You can either straight up fight them off, or if you walk up to the back of the boat up top, you can kind of get them to just, just take a little dive off.
Yeah, they get the message loud and clear. And Majarkin setting up for a slightly different strategy through the wasteland.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to get his angle right there to move through. But
almost had it.
He's a little too far to the left. Perhaps a bit out of practice on this one.
Meanwhile, Gavaroni not making any mistakes here in the Shadow Temple. Seems to be his race to lose.
Yeah, he's making quick work of this. It's going to be interesting if Bongo Bongo has nothing. What will he choose to do? Will he go back to these kind of, child checks that you could have gotten in Logic very early in the game? Or, he might metagame this and say, those were such early checks, Majarkin had to have done them. And I would have lost if it had it, right? So he could say, maybe I go Forest to play for Storms.
Yeah, well, I mean, the challenging thing is the bomb bag was kind of late. So Child Goron City's not the best. It has Darunia there. Maybe you do the pot with a strength upgrade. It's not too difficult. But I think Gavaroni made the right call. He kind of did Bomb Shoe Bowling, the chest game. Kind of would have liked to see him maybe do Dampe Digging.
Yeah.
But Majarkin, I guess, given up on the lensless wasteland. Fortunately,
Yeah,
still hasn't checked 10 Scopulas to get the lens. But Gavaroni going down, down, down. Not a burning ring of fire. But there's Bongo Bongo.
yeah, unfortunate for Majarkin. I guess he's a little out of practice on the lensless. If you're learning to play Ocarina of Time randomizers, it's kind of one of the big tricks you will want to learn.
Answer a question, chat. What does Gavaroni still need? He's looking for the long shot to complete the water temple so he can get into Ganon's castle. Now, there's a possibility we need the third and final strength upgrade on Big Goron, which would indicate the light arrows are strength 3 locked. But Majarkin, failing the wasteland, might just be headed in the right direction. He's back child with not a whole lot of checks left to do, so might push him towards that right direction. Nothing from Bongo Bongo.
Yeah, nothing there, so kind of all eyes on Gavaroni to see where he goes from here.
Anyone just joining us? Not quite sure what we're trying to accomplish? This is the Ocarina of Time randomizer, the win conditions. In order to get inside Ganon's castle, you need all 3 spiritual stones. Gavaroni just missing the Goron Ruby. To get inside Ganon's boss room, you need the Spirit and the Shadow Medallions. Gavaroni already has those. So just looking for that long shot to get inside the castle. Looking for the light arrows to kill the pig.
And it looks like Gavaroni's in that think mode saying, where could this be? What would Majarkin have done by this point?
Yeah, but he's also thinking, I don't want to go in deeper in fire. I don't want to do more checks inside the water temple. Chances are you're just going to get some keys. Let's see where this takes him. Now, to note, we also technically need a slingshot. And we haven't found one of those yet either, have we?
Yeah, I'm not sure either runner has picked one up yet. And not doing forest, it was hinted to be barren, so the only reason to complete it would be to get Song of Storms. Yeah, that's actually a slingshot in the lake there.
Haha.
So there we go.
Now, one extra check Gavaroni can do inside the Lost Woods. Where's he headed, though? He's gonna do some Dampe digging. As Majarkin picking up some chickens. How could we forget about chickens?
That's right. We're 2 hours in, and no one has done on-juice chickens. We love it, but our runners oftentimes hate doing this check. You got to grab all 7 of them and herd them up.
As we have a little bit of a high five. Do you think Gavaroni's gonna opt to do some chickens if 20 and Dampe digging are nothing?
Yeah, I think he might. I know, he's one of our runners, just doesn't want to do chickens unless you absolutely have to because it's such a slow check. But we're at that point of the game where, you're running out of options.
And Majarkin, I guess, not finding the Skull Mask hint yet. I think that was over next to Medigoron.
Yeah, I feel like he should have seen it by now, but maybe he's forgetting.
For folks not in the know, those stones give off hints. Every hint is repeated once. But there are a couple hint stones that oftentimes you never see. Clarification in the chat. Pretty certain that they've had their hammer for a while. It was on the slingshot minigame in the Hyrule Castle.
Yeah,
That should not have stopped them.
Yeah, Majarkin had that hammer real early. It's what led him to do early adult. So he's had it all seed.
Oh no, 20 skulls, just 20 bucks. And it looks like Gavaroni is gonna join Majarkin with the chicken hunt.
Yeah, here we are, synced up, Team Chickens.
Now to note, there are a couple of settings in the randomizer makes this check a little bit easier. You can manually set the chicken count to say just one chicken.
You can even set it to straight up 0, as my friends and I often like to do. We like to be lazy.
That's similar to the Big Po check. But in the random settings league, it's a random number, so you don't know until you talk to Andrew.
And in the standard weekly kind of setting, it is the full 7. You know, some people like having, you know, some easy checks that are time consuming and, you know, make you work for them.
As well as, I think it's also a sometimes sync too.
Yeah, I believe so.
Running with a couple chickens left. Majarkin pulling nothing but 20 bucks. So
he's gonna get the lens here, which he's gonna say, well, now I can go back to Spirit. And I think that's exactly what he's gonna do.
Yeah, Majarkin, a little bit of catching up to do on Gavaroni. Luckily for Majarkin, Gavaroni kind of making the same plays, clearing out the Shadow Temple, now doing chickens. Gavaroni not enthused about that, but he's going to take that slingshot, going to go through the Lost Woods. Most likely do both Goron City and Zora's Domain.
Yeah, I would expect
unless he pulls out the long shot.
Yeah, it's gonna be a full child clear here from Gavaroni. Cover all his bases until he gets that long shot. Alright, and we're gonna see the Goron City Child Dip for Gavaroni. We've got Dancing Darunia, the Spinning Pot, and Hot Rodder Goron rolling around. See if any of these three finally pay out for us.
Nothing from check number 1.
No. I don't remember if Majarkin quite set up the bean for the bow, but he is going out to Spirit here. So he's going to find the other one in Spirit Temple. and not need to go back for that graveyard one.
Very nice bomb chew strats from Gavaroni to hit that hot rodder.
Yep, hit him, get the bomb right in the pot first try. Oh, except he was a little early, I guess. Wrong face.
Commentator's curse strikes again.
I thought he had the right timing, so did he, but just a second off, it looked like. That looks better.
Opponent not playing nicely from Majarkin.
She never does. And we're looking for long shot and light arrows. Hey, a locked bomb bag.
Is that vanilla too?
Not what Gav wants to see here.
Just our second vanilla flavored item. We had a vanilla ZL and now a vanilla bomb bag.
Yeah. Gav now gonna dive over to Zora's domain. And then probably the river. I don't think he's checked the river yet. I think that was only Majarkin.
Yeah, you might be right.
Um,
Majarkin, they've made their way to the fortress.
Yeah, we saw a nice little strategy there by him using a bomb chew to hit the little crate there in Gerudo Valley to be able to look at it, see what it is as you're an adult here.
And I think that might have been our third Hyrule Castle Way of the Hero hint. Not 100% sure.
Well, if it is, it would make sense because hovers were certainly needed for Fire Temple. Logically, at least, you know.
And Zelda's Lullaby required for the Water Temple.
Mm-hmm.
And probably Spirit.
Yeah, probably for both key logic.
And oh yeah, I was like, Gavaroni, you didn't do the games.
The Gav's trying to do a little faster strat here. Start the game. Light a torch. Get some flame storage. Finish the game. Then finish your torch run.
Doing things as maximally efficiently as possible.
Yeah, anything you can do, speed things up. These are two quite slow checks.
And we didn't see this chest from Gavaroni. He did not have a fire source when he was out here.
Oh, it's true. This Wasteland could pay out, or Zora's Domain. 3 checks here. We're gonna keep narrowing it down. Wallet and palm shoes.
Nothing for us in Zora's domain.
Hey, you know, our chat making an interesting point. King Zora. In logic, we've seen 2 wallets.
Where's our... Oh, the Bomb Chew Balling, that's right.
You could get both wallets.
Ugh.
You could get the blue fire.
That check's running low for Gavaroni. What's he got left? Child Spirit Temple.
Child Spirit.
Deeper Fire, Water Temple.
Deep Water, yeah. He's got to be beside himself now, thinking like, man, where could this be at this point? As he shakes his head, like...
Yeah, he's shaking his head because he's about to do an all dungeon type of route.
Yeah, and Forest Temple, that is a very valid option to just rush through that to get your Song of Storms.
Meanwhile, Majarkin making up some ground. Successfully crossing the wasteland.
Yep, and yeah, for sure, the well is definitely the most dense area left. It's just the matter of, well, you have to go through forest to get to it. So it's a little bit of a gamble to have to do all of this, because, you know, Deep Fire or Deep Water, they still have the potential.
Yeah, that's exactly what Gavaroni's doing.
And yes, outside Ganon's castle, you could turn in the Eyeball Frog, get that claim check going, get your third strength. There's some ugly possibilities here.
Well, to note, right, we had a strength upgrade Way to Hero in Lake Hylia locked behind the gold scale.
Well, that's true. We still haven't found the gold scale, but logically we should have by now, because
it's possible it was on, you know, one of the hints that we've deemed irrelevant. Like Skull Mask or 30, 40, 50.
Yeah.
I'm not writing stuff down like I hope these runners are.
Yeah, or the scale could be your item in Deep Fire or the like. Because you did need that to get the second strength to push you through Spirit here.
It'll be interesting to see what the key layout here is in Forest Temple. Gavaroni with those hover boots might opt to save just a fraction of the time that it takes to complete the Forest Temple by just picking up 3 small keys as opposed to all 5. That is a benefit of knowing that the dungeon is barren.
So, what we mean by Way of the Hero in Ocarina of Time randomizers is the game will give you a few different hint stones telling you a certain location is Way of the Hero, and that means that location will have an item or song that you are logically required to get to beat the game.
Yeah, now these runners, of course, could break logic or not need it because they're so damn good. Question in chat from someone who I know knows the answer. There are no Triforces, of course, regularly in Ocarina of Time, but the randomizer has what's called Triforce Hunt, in which case you set a number of Triforce pieces to collect. And once you've collected all of the required Triforce pieces, you warp to the end credits of the game. In which case, the Way of the Hero is replaced by Path of Gold, aka POG.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of fun options on how you can play these randomizers. You could set up however you want the medallion stone requirements and change it out to needing Triforce pieces. You can get the mod loader version and play in the same game with your friends, sharing the items between each other.
Majarkin ever so close to that bow.
Yeah, so from Majarkin here, he's going to need to rush through Spirit Temple. And I think really to have a chance at a comeback, he's going to want to go Deep Fire or Deep Water and hope he grabs a long shot there as Gav is pushing the Song of Storms.
Yep, also have either Song of Time or Prelude of Light inside the Temple of Time. I guess if it's Prelude, that would be our third vanilla.
Yeah, gold scale should be obtainable somewhere. I would guess Deep Fire, Deep Water, one of those likely to have it. And that would put us in logic for the Silver Gauntlets to beat Spirit.
Yeah. Also might be on top of the volcano. I think that was something blue. Chat saying the volcano was a bloopy.
Nice little move there by Gav using some ground jumps here to not have to push these blocks all the way.
Yeah, any little bit of time save through a barren dungeon, and you're gonna do it.
You know, we thought we were going to escape forest. We thought this would be the time. It's barren. Why would we come here? And sure enough, it finds a way.
Yeah, still looking for our long shot.
And while we have a moment, I'd like to remind everyone that in about an hour, we've got another great randomizer coming up. Another one of my favorite Zelda games, A Link to the Past. So that race is going to be pretty fun, I would say.
Who are the racers for that run?
I believe we have, was it McMonkey versus Zelga Deason, if I'm saying their names right.
Yeah, so stay tuned here on SpeedGaming for that, as
Yeah.
well as all week long.
Yeah, and if you're not so interested in more Zelda, there's Super Mario 64 crowd control later tonight. Got some other great games on the other Speed Gaming channels. You know, really something for everyone here.
Yeah, or just hang around racetime.gg in your favorite game, and you know you're sure to see some hype races going there down there that may not be restreamed. That probably won't be restreamed.
Yeah, it is something to note. While we're showing you this race from the group stages, there are a ton of other races in the stage going on right now, all day. Our individual runners are streaming them as we see who will advance on to the bracket.
Yep, outside of the Zelda randomizers, there's Final Fantasy randomizers, Super Mario Brothers 3 rando. Some Super Metroid, I think, going on. I'm not sure if that's rando or just 100% races. Also some Mega Man X, some Super Mario Maker 2. I know I'm forgetting something. There we go. 14 tournaments over 600 matches in total over the next 9 days.
Yeah, we are just getting started.
Who needs a social life this time of year? You know, it's getting cold out. Wouldn't you much rather be spending the day watching speedruns and randomizers? There's the bow.
I love to see Majarkin's reactions every time he gets a big item like that.
He's 2.5 hours in and he's thinking, geez, could have had that so long ago. As if he remembers where that other bow is.
Yeah, I'd be curious if he forgot the other one was a bow, or maybe missaw it when he looked at the crate.
Yep. I think, though, I remember him making some sort of facial reaction to that, though. Here's his eyeball frog.
Yeah. And again, he could, like, take the gamble, turn that in for golds, check outside Ganon's Fairy Fountain. He's got a few options here to make the comeback.
If you're rooting for Majarkin, you're gonna hope that Gavaroni's trip into the bottom of the well is gonna be fruitless. I guess too, we might need the Song of Time, right? It could be in the river in Water Temple. That would be pretty trolly.
Yeah, we've got some trolly options here still. Again, we found the boomerang, but not the letter, so, you know, potentially a letter in the well that leads you to Jabu or Ice Cavern. That, you know, this chain could keep going for a bit.
I want to say maximum another 90 minutes, and they should just about 100% of this seed.
Yeah, for sure, our runners are good enough here that about 4 hours you'd pretty much full clear by then. But we're gonna hope it doesn't quite come to that. We're gonna hope maybe the well will simply have our long shot.
And not Rudo's letter. There we go. One of the second hardest bosses in this game, probably behind Twin Rova. Majarkin making their way down to their own boss fight.
Yeah, both players finishing their respective dungeons, so we're gonna see that well play real soon here, and we're gonna kind of have our eyes on Majarkin to see if he chooses a different path here that could perhaps vault him back into the lead.
And I think the only path way for Majarkin would be if the long shot or maybe light arrows are deeper inside water than Gavaroni ventured inside. Also curious though, what's inside the Temple of Time? We know Ganon's boss key for sure. I think Gavaroni's already grabbed that. But there's another song. Oh, and Majarkin taking an Iron Knuckles axe to the chest.
Ouch, and he doesn't have a fairy, so it's an unfortunate death.
And of course, chat caught some extra information, Temple of Time being foolish.
Yeah,
so we know just the Prelude of Light in there.
Yeah, probably Prelude being foolish.
Alright, so Song of Time confirmed inside the Ice Cavern.
Yeah, so Song of Storms, we've got 2 checks outside the well. We've got the frogs, we've got the grotto by Goron City. We know Kakiri, that one's barren. And then we have everything in the well.
We also have Child Spirit.
Yeah, we still have not seen those 2 checks on Child Spirit.
Majarkin having a bit of trouble hookshotting up to this platform.
Yeah, with a regular hookshot, it's a bit of a precise spot you want to hit on like the lower left part of a chain. And he's aiming a little bit high, I think.
Gavaroni playing a little tune to the Windmill Man Guru Guru, driving him insane. Majarkin setting up with a slightly different angle.
Yeah,
No, he's just gonna go back up.
Yeah, it's not going to work from there. He had the right idea with the first couple tries. He was just a little bit off with where he aimed, so he's going to opt to climb up.
Yeah, you have to make that call in a rando race. How long do I spend on this trick?
All right, and Gavaroni giving us new checks finally. What will we see?
I was kind of hoping it would be in the first one.
I know, right? It was just, here it is. Here, all your work paid off. But no, not yet.
Check number 2. Nope, just a stick. Gavaroni has everything he needs to clear this place. Will it pay off? Alright, Majarkin taking on the Iron Knuckle rematch.
Round 2. He's He's still not a lot of health there. Better not take the hit.
Commentator's curse strikes again. He's going for the hearts inside the pillar.
We found it.
Hey, there it is.
Bottom of the well. So you had to beat Barren Forest and Shadow there. Get your storms all the way in the well.
And unfortunately, essentially sealing the deal for Majarkin, unless Ganon is about to tell Gavaroni that his light arrows are in Ice Cavern or Jabu Jabu. In which case, we would need to track down Rudo's letter.
Yeah, this is looking mostly over here, but there is still a slim chance Ganon trolls us with an awful spot that says, hey, you still need to find something else to get your lights.
Or you need to go turn in your eyeball frog and your big Goron claim check for strength 3. And I think that's what Gavaroni's doing.
I think he's straight up gonna beat water
right.
here. Yeah.
I forgot. He still needs to kill the amorphous blob.
One little thing we need to do.
Oh, and we've got a raid from SpeedGaming too. Well, welcome to Ocarina of Time. Gavaroni in the driver's seat. 2 bosses to go.
Yeah, we are deep in this race that, turned out to be as close basically as to all dungeons as you're gonna get with the settings. We've only not had to go into Jabu.
But have no fret if you're looking forward to some Ocarina of Time randomizer. This is one of the first matches. This is Group D. So we are early in on the tournament, group stages, and then we'll have the brackets later on in the week. Here's part of SpeedGaming Live 2020.
And yeah, you love Majarkin's animated reactions. You hate to see him dying there, but he's having fun with it.
Yeah, that's always what we love to see. And making it look expertly easy. Gavaroni taking out Morpha, claiming that Goron Ruby.
Yep. And again, for those joining us from the raid, our settings here, you need the 3 stones to open up the bridge to Ganon's castle, and then you need the Spirit and Shadow medallions to get the boss key. So Gavaroni here, getting the final stone he needs, will be going up to Ganondorf to see where his light arrows are.
Should be finishing this up relatively quickly. But I'm fairly convinced that Strength 3 is required.
Yeah, you could be very right, but now what if you need the Strength 3 because you need to get the letter out of there, and then you need to go to Jabu?
Oh yeah, that's a possibility.
Can the seed throw one more curveball at us?
It's a randomizer, anything's possible. Yeah, hopefully Gavaroni doesn't see the water temple.
Majarkin going back round 2 versus Twinrova.
Thankfully doesn't have to take on the Iron Knuckle again. But one option for... oh wait, no, he doesn't have Song of Storms, never mind.
No,
he's gonna say one option I always like to remember is playing Song of Storms to a Gossip Stone to get a parry.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, chat, where are the light arrows?
Yeah, Majarkin having a better fight here, using the hook shot nicely to hold one in place while the other shoots at him, making this a little bit easier. Maybe I should stop, cursing him, right? Commentator curse as every time.
Unfortunately, it doesn't help when you have the big Goron sword out, as you can't shield with it.
You can't shield with it.
Meanwhile, Gavaroni climbing up. A couple of enemies to dispatch here.
Are we
Little
gonna
stealthos.
are we gonna get the validation chest check here on the way up?
Looks
Why
like
not?
it.
Why not?
But, definitely setting up that Furor's Wind.
And the Goron tunic.
Hey, one of the final items to push on the tracker.
Nice quick kill on the Knuckles by Gav. Easily, you roll behind him, you stab them both at the same time.
Normally, it would make 100% sense to make sure you check that chest. But given that strength is way the hero, strength 3, chances are it's behind Light Trial or the Castle Fairy. Gavaroni kind of just making sure it's not somewhere expertly trolly.
It could be somewhere else. So the strength 1 and 2, those were the way of the hero because the third one wasn't gettable without them. So we're gonna see here.
You'll never find them.
Oh, we're going back.
Yeah. As I suspected, I should have just finished up the bottom of the well, but good news for Gavaroni, he should be guessing about 30 minutes away from finishing. Probably a little bit less.
I'd say he's maybe 10, 15 out. Probably around 15. Assuming it's not in the last check he checks in the well.
Yeah, we've seen just a handful of checks there so far. Where's it gonna be? Gonna be on Dead Hand? The Locked Pits? The basement?
But yeah, that should pretty much wrap this one up in favor of Gavaroni here.
But don't forget about Majarkin. Let's root him on, hoping that he can't at least take out Twin Rova before Gavaroni finishes up here. Not make their way into the Water Temple.
Yeah, and shout outs to both these runners, both stream. So if you want to watch more of them, check them out. Big thanks to everyone. We're doing the work for tracking, hosting this, my co-commentator, August here. And thanks to you all for tuning in and watching with us today.
Absolutely great to be here. I'll be here all week enjoying all the tournaments going on, or most of them anyway. And yeah. Always gotta give it back to the racers. Without them racing these races, we wouldn't have these races to watch being raced.
Hey, there's the light arrows, not too hard.
Yeah, not too much deeper inside. So, able to dodge Jabu Jabu, able to dodge the Ice Cavern, and about half a fire temple, most a water temple. But the randomizer rearing its ugly head, forcing us into a barren forest temple to get Song of Storms off of our Burning Kakariko cutscene.
Yeah, so Strength 3 turns out we did not need at all in this seed. The logic was that the 2 strengths, the one outside Hyrule Field there and the one in the lake, were Way of the Hero required. Yeah, Spirit Temple was gold scale locked, so logically, we never found that final piece of the puzzle. But sometimes you don't need it.
2 hours, 54 minutes in. Gavaroni about to take on the dwarf.
Yeah, we're looking at a nice sub 3 hour finish from him here, as Majarkin finally gets it done, beating Twinrova. He's only a long shot away from catching up here, but we know it's a bit of a journey for that one.
There's Gavaroni arming up his bottle, his hammer, and his light arrows, storing up a jump slash with that big Goron sword.
Yeah. Oh, Gavaroni, no, the bugs. Don't leave them here.
Yeah, they're not gonna dig up any Skulltulas for you.
Oh, no! Oh,
I've seen a lot of randomizer races, but I've never seen that one. What? Yeah. Down.
Yeah, you might want to drop them off down here, out of harm's way,
and then climb up higher.
Yeah, we're gonna re-equip the hook shot.
Yeah, definitely helps to have the long shot there. Oh yeah! There's you got it. Unfortunately, unstoring that big Goron sword. So 10 hits, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gets the 1 cycle. Very nice.
Yeah, very clean.
Much more difficult with just that Master Sword damage.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely nice use of the little visual cue when Ganon turns his head to keep hitting those stabs in time.
And there you see him storing a Master Sword damage. As mentioned earlier, Ganon not damaged as much by the big Goron sword. And as you'll see, he's a cheap piggy. Here's Ganon. So we saw Gavaroni store that jump slash because Ganon's about to whack that Master Sword away from him. But luckily, with that stored in the scene, he just has to do a little crouch stabbing with the hammer, and the pig will go down with not much of a fight. Majarkin back inside the Shadow Temple, riding down that Tunnel of Love. Just the second hit of Gavaroni.
There's
Number 3, and phase 1 is down.
3 quick stabs. Go back, grab our Master Sword, wrap this one up.
Gavaroni reunited with his friend. Princess Zelda still standing helplessly by.
Yeah, careful not to talk to her on our way back here.
Oh, getting a little ring around the rosy action. And I think he unstored his jump slash too. Oh, no, never mind. That's the 5th hit. Princess Zelda finally lending her hand. Stunning Ganon with a Kamehameha wave, imbuing the Master Sword with a magical essence. And we're a couple of slices and dices away from a tasty serving of bacon. Who's hungry?
All right, 258. GG's. The win to Gavaroni.
And with that done, approximately 20 minutes ago, we should have our racers, if they are available for a post-race interview, momentarily. But if not, make sure you check out the schedule here for the rest of the action going on all week long here on SpeedGaming. 14 tournaments, over 600 matches. And of course, get your GGs in the chat for the winner, Gavaroni. Making it past match number 1 of the group stage here. And with that, we are joined by our racers, Gavaroni and Majarkin.
Yeah, welcome both of you. Congratulations, Gav.
Thank you.
GG Gav.
GG. Was quite the seed.
Yeah, unfortunately, that forest temple rearing its ugly head.
Yeah,
And Shadow.
we thought you guys could avoid the barren forest, and somehow, some way, still had to get it for storms.
Yeah, the hints kind of told you. I got like no sleep though, so I was like, because with the SFM Way of the Hero, either Epona or Nocturne had to be Way of the Hero, which means Long Shot was like essentially guaranteed to be locked behind one of them. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not 100% sure because I got the bomb bag out there, so I'm just gonna do Shadow up after it wasn't in just Shadow, and then finally did AD after that. But
I was really hoping something in Shadow. I really didn't want to do it all.
Yeah, so Majarkin was actually the first of you two to push into Shadow. He had the hovers early on, but unfortunately, Shadow itself had nothing. You had to go through the whole mess to get to the well there.
yeah, I never found a good time to, because we had Castle actually. I think at the end of the day it was double Way of the Hero,
Mhm.
hinted. But I had only had the one Way of the Hero hint until I went to a main, and that's kind of why I started the diving game, and then I pulled out the ocarina, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna, cause like maybe lights are here or something. I'm just gonna do these checks, but
Yeah, for sure. The double hint, though, like when you guys saw fire, the hint surely could have just been for fire logic because you were key locked by
yeah,
Vologia from going up. So it alone didn't really point you to Shadow, but sure enough.
yeah, you kind of needed long shot to be locked though, because even if like opponent or like once there was nothing in shadow, it was essentially guaranteed to be AD. Because
Hmm.
opponent would have had to lock. I guess from my perspective, I never checked wasteland, so theoretically that could have had long shot, but
It
I had
didn't.
kind
Yeah, it didn't
I
get.
had orphaned that and kind of accepted my fate if it had. Because I crossed without fire when you could have easily had fire before crossing, so
Yeah.
kind of just decided if it was there, I was gonna lose.
Luckily, just the wallet, but that was getting our minds racing about King Zora at that point.
Yeah, we had some thoughts with 2 wallets in logic. Maybe you gotta unthaw the king for it, but no, just AD.
I did like the, because I ended up doing GV leg just to play it a little safe early game, and you get the eyeball frog hint and the strength hint like back to back, but it was like, well, this is hard locked by the other 2 strengths, so
Yep.
unlucky, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. The first 2 strengths were the Way of the Hero ones that you needed. We never did see gold scale from either of you, but
I'm not
who
even
needs
entirely sure where it could be.
logic? I would assume deep fire or in water, perhaps, but
I had silver, so the other strength was on the Goron. So big
It's
Goron.
probably actually in Ganon's now that I think about it. Yeah, the strength in the diving in the lab isn't in logic with iron boots though.
Oh,
You
that's
have
true,
gold
yeah.
scale. but Spirit wasn't a stone, so Gold Skull could be in Ganon's pretty easily as well, I think.
Yeah, there's a few options where it could have been, but we didn't need it, so yeah. Good race here between the two of you for the first in the group stages. Any other thoughts on this one?
Or the next one.
No, I mean this is gonna be a fun group. I think a lot of the groups have two like known high tier players, and this one has like 3, I would say. So it's
Yeah,
a bit interesting.
I was looking at this group thinking it might be a little bit of a group of death here. You got yourself, Gav, Dylan, Namaha has been watching closely in chat to see.
Yeah, he's scouting, dude.
I'm not a threat to anyone. I'm just here to have fun and hopefully not die to a couple bosses multiple times. So
I turned into the stream right as you were dying to Twin Roba. I was like,
three
oh, no.
times.
I only saw the last one.
My controller's acting up. I'm gonna switch to a different one after this. But a couple times I hit put away my weapon, and I'm trying to pull out the shield, and it didn't put away the weapon. I'm like, and you get hit by it at low HP and die.
Yeah, that'll get you. She does hit pretty hard.
And then I tried to do Vavagia because I never got the Goron tunic. Trying to do it at 10 hearts, and it should be fine, and I messed up a little bit. And then I come back with a fairy because I find a random bottle and get a fairy, and I do it just fine, the quick kill with 10 hearts, and I'm just like,
Yeah, she trolled you a bit on the first attempt by coming out of the troll hole there, which
yeah,
is a little unfortunate.
Yeah, I actually put off killing Vavagia for quite a while. When I was in there, I didn't have Bomb Bag yet.
I didn't either.
I skipped to the top of Fortress when I probably really should have checked it when I was there, but. And then I only had 6 chews and didn't really want to. Like, I could have just done it with the chews and like a bow hit or something and been fine probably with Big Goron Sword, but.
Yeah. Speaking of bow, Majarkin, did you forget about that bow in the graveyard, or just didn't? Have
I never got
nice
a
way
boomerang or the long shot, so.
But you had a beam.
You can use a bean, my dude.
Oh, I'm dumb. I forgot about beans
Alright.
entirely. So yeah, I did.
Yeah, we were kind of wondering, like, when's he gonna go back for that? No, he's in Spirit. He's gonna get that one now. So.
I even had it on my tracker. I just didn't write where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was routing to get that, because I didn't want to do fire without a bow or Pierre set up. I think it was after DC or something that I went and did Adult Lake, and then got Strength 1, got Strength 2, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm just crossing the wasteland now. Like,
so I pulled a big dumb by not going and getting the highly afield grottos and stuff when I got my first strength. I went, oh, let's just get fire done real quick, and yeah, that was a mistake. So then I got my strength 2 later, and then I'm like, oh, I already had a teleport back up to GTG, so I went up there, did the little bit, got the mirror shield, and then I tried to cross the wasteland and forgot how to do it because. And then when I actually got the lens and did it normally, I'm like, I was like an inch or 2 off. I was kind of upset with myself. Like, I just need to practice it. I'll do it. Race.
Yeah, speaking of next race, we got tons of Ocarina of Time in the next coming days.
there's like 4 or 5 at least. I know of at least 4 races going on right now. So.
Yeah, all day. I know Spike Vegeta in particular decided to schedule all 4 of his today.
That guy.
The madman.
I spread mine out. Only one day for
most of our runners spreading them out over the next few days.
It just gives Spike an extra opportunity to jump in the commentator's booth.
That's true. No, I don't think 4 seeds in one day. I've done 3 before. I don't think I've ever done 4 though. That's a lot of Ocarina of Time. That's way too much Forest Temple for one day.
Yeah, I'd be worried of getting the seeds all confused.
I would
wait, what does Big Goron have this seed?
Sure, confuse what I knew and what I didn't know each time.
Yeah, I know Spike takes pretty good notes, but like I don't take any notes when I play it personally. I just
Yeah, like me, no notes, just
memory for all the hints.
yeah.
So doing too many, especially like back to back to back to back, like I assume it takes a minimum of like 11 hours to play 4 seeds. So he's probably got them scheduled all like bing bang boom pretty much. He doesn't have much time in between, so I don't know how he doesn't twist them up, but I guess with good enough notes you're probably fine.
Yeah.
I think we are getting Speed Gaming staff typing away, telling us that we should wrap this up here.
Sure.
Yeah, so good luck to both of you and the rest of the group stage.
Thank you. Thanks
Yep,
for
thank
Speed
you.
Gaming for hosting, and you guys for coming, and I'm sure there were probably trackers out there, so good job to you as well. And GG's again.
Yeah, GG's, everyone.
Yep, thanks to everyone who makes it possible.
All right, that'll do us here for the first streamed match of the Ocarina of Time randomizer race. They're part of the 14 ongoing tournaments here for Speed Gaming Live 2020. So if you missed it, there's plenty more to go around. But we hope to see you back for the rest of the marathon here, the rest of the tournaments. And as always, make sure you give these racers a follow. Everyone behind the scenes of making this happen. And we'll catch y'all another hour, I guess, another race.
Yeah, coming up shortly here, we'll have a Link to the Past randomizer. So more Zelda fun.
Alrighty, folks. See you later.